Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another story time. This is another one from high school. We're taking it back again. Now, I already have at least two story times about this one on my channel already. If you guys have seen Cassie from Euphoria took my man or he cheated using my phone, we're gonna keep the same name, Arrow. Please do not sleep with someone in March because then you will be creating more Sagittarius men. And the world just might end. Okay. Ooh, bars. Okay. Before we jump into the story time, make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan because that's when you see that the story times are coming. And also go on Spotify and follow my podcast, Alicia's World. Okay? Okay. Let's get into the story. For context, if you haven't seen Cassie from Euphoria Stole My Man or He Cheated Using My Phone, go in my Storytime playlist and you can find those. I would recommend watching them. But if you haven't seen those, Arrow was my first boyfriend ever in high school. The little 3-month school boyfriend. Yeah, it was that. So the story starts obviously back in high school, but the story starts actually before we were officially girlfriend and boyfriend. This sounds wild because of literally how I grew up and the type of mom I had. But I feel like I literally got lucky enough to be able to have a boyfriend in high school because my mom actually knew these boys' parents. There was just some connections, they owned a business. My mom went to the business. And so, yeah, our families knew each other a little bit, kind of. And so he had transferred to my school, we started talking, we went to homecoming together and stuff. And then, we were talking after homecoming. And so, I wasn't hiding it or anything because, like I said, my mom knew who this was and all that, knew the family. So when they would, go and have an appointment at his parents' business, I would come along just so, I could hang out with him because, they had, a little break room. So I would go, hey, and we would just chill, in the back in the break room. So I remember we would just sit on the couch, watch TikTok, stuff like that. And I remember this boy just started getting real adamant about we would obviously take pictures. I had Snapchat back then. And then he would be like, oh, post it, blah, blah, blah. And me, I had no problem. I told you, I'd never been in a relationship before. I was innocent. Yeah, I'd take a picture. But whatever. I liked him. I didn't care. Now, I would be like, oh, you posted too. Why would he be like, nigga, what? I always peep that. I always peep that. And obviously now, as a 21-year-old, I know that's a major red flag. But back then, I mean, I thought it was weird, but I didn't press it that much. But I did press it a little bit. And he would be like, okay, well, I'll post it, but on my private story. I think you guys can guess where this story is heading based on the title and just, yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah. So that's how it was at first. I didn't have a private story, so I used to just post them. But then, as time went on, he would post on his private story or he would post me on his main story. It was just whatever. But at first, it was kind of just the private story or whatever. And also, before I move on, I gotta add something else too, because what the hell was this? Now, if you listen to my other story times about this boy, I mentioned how I was super innocent, never did anything before, never blah, 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 never had a boyfriend before. This was one of those Christian school niggas. Oh, yeah. Who was not very innocent and godly. And I remember, it's context for what I'm about to say. I remember, he would always be like, oh, let me be on your phone. He would just want to be on my phone. It was double. It was so, one-sided. About the posting, he'd be like, post this picture of us. Oh, I want to be on your phone. I want to look at your stuff. And then when I would ask, he would be like, no. What? So one day, we're just playing around again. He's like, I want to go on your phone. He wanted to scroll through my TikTok feed and stuff like that. Like I said, I didn't care. I've never had anything to hide. And I was younger, I was just okay, whatever. And then I was like, let's go through your phone. He was like, no, we can scroll when it's in my hand. So we start playing da 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 da. I get it out of his hand. Y'all, when I get the phone out of his hand, why does he literally dive for the phone, like off the couch? I'm like, I thought we was just playing. He was dead serious. He was a linebacker in this bitch. I swear, y'all, it wasn't like violent towards me, but it was like diving for that phone. He surely got it out of my hand. I'm like, and you know what I was scrolling towards? I was scrolling towards his like saved stuff on Snapchat. He's like, nah, 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 nah. And I'm just like, I was so slow for that. So, fast forward to like about a month, he became my official boyfriend, girlfriend. If you want that juicy story, please watch He Cheated Using My Phone. Yeah, go watch that. Anyway, he's my official boyfriend, whatever. I'm gonna give you a little bit of context to get to the whole point of this story. So yeah, to get there, I have to give a little bit of relationship context. The relationship was just like childish. Like we both were, but he was different. He was different, okay? Y'all, a girl best friend was a problem. I know. People, I was really that girlfriend, y'all. Mind you, I was a basketball girlfriend. He was a point guard. He was like the best basketball player on the team. Y'all know how they get down. My friends from like other schools nearby, because you know on Snapchat, you would have like everybody on Snapchat, like people you met at games, blah, blah, blah. That would just be the thing. My friends from like other schools would send me stuff, would be like, is this your boyfriend? It would be like him and the girl best friend, like all close, arms around her. One time, y'all, I was sitting in math class. I had like this class friend in math. And I remember like he would always like say how he would peep, like, oh, you and Arrow dating, blah, blah, blah. And then I remember one day he goes, hey, Alicia, like, are you and Arrow still dating? And mind you, I think it's already after my friends, like, I'd already seen like the stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's still my boyfriend. He's like, oh. I'm like, what? Why he told me he saw his girl best friend sitting in his lap?
You wanna push me, my nigga? You wanna push me, my nigga?
I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, like, sorry if that's weird. I just didn't. I'm like, oh no, thank you for telling me. Anyway, it was just like stuff like that. The girl best friend, we'd be arguing about that. I remember one time this boy had the nerve to tell me, like, oh, if this stuff is such a big deal, why don't you talk to her? Are we being for real? Yeah, he realized why that was stupid real quick. But anyway, we would argue about that. I mentioned in other story times, he was just like, he was just a really childish liar. Like he would lie about little stuff. And then, like I said, he was a hooper. I didn't drive back then. I was 16, 17. I didn't get my license till I was 18. And like I would go to like a lot of his games. Like sometimes I would literally have my parents drive me to the away ones, and I was president of BSU. If you don't know what that is, sometimes on TikTok people don't know what that is. Maybe it's because y'all live around black people and y'all didn't have to have this club. But it's called Black Student Union. I was president of that. We had meetings at lunch once a week. Not you have to make time outside of school, not anything. He would always say he was going to show up and never show up, or be like, I just don't want to do it. He wouldn't want to support an in-school activity club that I was a part of. As a black man, he should be. Yeah, while I was supporting all the games. Like, so then that would cause arguments too. Like, it was just like a childish relationship. Childish first, you know. So yeah, speaking of that, it all led up to this one point, right? Where I think, again, he was like, I'm sorry for like not showing up for you before and stuff, but like for real, I'm gonna come to this meeting. Like we were Snapchatting, like texting up to the bell, like in class. He was like, for real, like I'm not gonna like ghost you or not show up when I said I'm not again. And mind you, I'm president, so I have to like sit up there and teach and have a whole like I have to run this meeting even if I'm pissed or upset or my boyfriend's ghosting again. I have to be like, hi guys, today we are talking about and show my power. Like, oh, he was trifling. So what did he do? Up to the bell, stop responding. Didn't show up again. Mind you, this was probably like the third time he'd done that, on top of like just I was like over it. Like I was childish as a 16-year-old too, but he was just, so I just had enough of it. And I remember I started giving him the silent treatment. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Like I ignored him. Then when I would see him in school, I would ignore him. I'm not condoning the silent treatment. I feel like that's very childish. Like I said, I was back then. And I also grew up around someone who used like silent treatment as a way to like, even though now I know that's childish as hell, like, you not winning. Communication is winning, okay? But that's what I did because I was mad and I was fed up. And yeah, so I was just really fed up with all the childishness. We had been dating for probably like 3 months. It was high school. I wasn't in love or anything like that. So I was just like, yeah, I'm over this. Like, this is too much. But you want to know what made me make that decision is like, I was ignoring him. So, right, I was childish and wrong for that. But over the weekend, and we would do this in arguments too. Oh my God, we were really in a sassy war. Like we would like sub each other. Like on like Snapchat when we would be in arguments during this relationship. But this weekend, like he just kept subbing me. Like he just subbed me all weekend. I remember, I think it was like a long weekend too. And I just ignored it. I didn't say anything about the subs. I didn't like whatever. I was just like, I'm over this. Like, I'm over this. Like, that's how you know you over it when you don't respond, okay? So yeah, so awkward. It's literally, I was thinking like, I'm just gonna ignore this and I'm just gonna like break up with him when I see him. Just talk to him, let him know. But on Sunday, he ended up messaging me. And he was just like, let's just stop this. Like, let's just talk, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, we do need to talk, but I need to call you because I'm not going to be an asshole and break up with someone over text. So I was basically just like, hey, like, I'm just over this and like, blah, blah, blah. And I think we should break up. It was not an easy decision, even though I wasn't in love. Like, I feel like it just hurts hurting people you care about, you know? And I mean, he was acting strong on the phone. He was just like, okay, like, I don't agree, but if that's what you want, like, it was a short conversation. And I was like, yeah, I think that's what's best. And he was like, okay. I was like, okay. We hung up the phone. Now, y'all seen the story, what I titled this story time, didn't you? Why? Why did I get a text from him after? I'm like, I'm just trying to see what it was. Why did he say, and Alicia, I just wanted to let you know that, like, the story I was subbing you on, like, it was only you on it. Like, I wasn't subbing you in front of other people, you know? I don't know if he was just trying to make it so, like, oh, like, I wasn't embarrassing you or, like, whatever. I was just doing it to be petty, and I just said, like, okay, right? Okay. It didn't even click till later, y'all. The story he was subbing me on was only me. The story he was subbing me on was only me. The story he was subbing me on was only me! Remember what I was talking about at the beginning of the story? How we would hang out in the break room of his parents' business, and he would always want me to post him, but then he would post me on his private story first? Yeah. He would post me on a story with only me on it. I'm not gonna lie, he ate me up. How did I not catch that? I literally was gagged when I realized that. I was like, oh wow. Like, don't get me wrong, like, he posted me like later down the line, but I'm like, oh, so like when we were talking in the beginning, he was probably trying to not hurt people's feelings and stuff, and he was posting me I was like, oh my God, yeah, he's posting me. He was posting me for only me on a private story. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened when you are young and innocent and naive. Cause like when I tell you, when he texted me that, it didn't even click. Like it clicked months later when I was like, oh my God. So when I was so excited he was posting me for the first time, he was posting me for just me and nobody else saw that shit. Who was gonna tell me? Who was gonna Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As a Scorpio, the Sagittarius, he definitely got me. He got me there. Yeah. Let me know if someone has ever got you like that, if someone has ever hid their story from you. Because, baby, now I know. Literally in summertime, someone hid their story from me. They thought I was stupid. Spam account, boom! Yeah, I'm not 16 anymore. But yeah, I actually think it's really funny. Like I said, the relationship wasn't that deep, so it wasn't like heart shattering or anything. I just think it's like really funny that I didn't catch that, and like mind blowing that people are so smart with like their sneakiness these days. Cause like I don't even think of stuff like that, y'all. Like I'm gonna be honest, I suck at lying. That's why I never do it. Like literally, even since a kid, I was like that annoying kid where they would be like, the teacher would be like, "What's the truth?" And I'll be like, "This is the truth." Like that's really not how I'm built. I don't know why people are always talking about how sneaky and evil Scorpios are, because that's never been me. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching another story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Please follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan so you can keep up with me daily. Like the pictures I just posted yesterday. I'd appreciate it. Please tune in with my podcast, Alicia's World, on Spotify. New episodes coming soon. Very soon, but I already have 2 up, so I'd appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!